It's 1 a.m. My wife and I have been together for 10 years, 4 of which we have been married. We met in college. She was only 18 at the time. We have grown up together. We have had a wonderful relationship and marriage. We have been very fortunate with great jobs, a nice house, and wonderful positions. Sure, things haven't been perfect and mistakes were made along the way, but we always got through them. I haven't been a perfect husband and she hasn't been a perfect wife. At times all kinds of things have gotten in the way of our marriage and relationship, like schoolwork and family. In December I found out my wife has been having an affair with a coworker. It devastated me. I felt my wife had been in a depressive slump for a long time and we had drifted apart some. I knew they were friends and was okay with that because I trusted her. Well, one thing has led to another and an affair has happened. They both have a love for one another. When I found out, I found us individual counselors and marriage consoling. In the coming months from December, we really had a lot of ups and downs because she wasn't letting go of the affair. We would go several weeks and she would want out of the married, and then we would go another few where she wanted back in. It was killing me. Long story short, she left for 2 weeks to live in a hotel. During that time there was very little communication. 2 weeks later she came home and sincerely told me she loved me and was jumping back in with both feet to work on things and see where things go. The affair was over. This was 2 months ago. Since then, so I thought we were gaining traction and our counselors were really helping us along. We were reconnecting and beginning to have fun again. We were working on things. We both made a lot of changes for one another. The thing that has been off is the affection she would pull away from me when we would hug or hold hands. We haven't slept together in several months and I can't even remember the last time we kissed. This bothered me a lot because we always have been affectionate towards one another, but I was being patent and she had explained she was not ready for these things. When I try and do nice things for her, the things that make her feel special, she feels guilty, but on the same token, when I don't do them, it makes her feel unloved. It is an impossible dilemma. Through all this I have been really supportive and gotten mad very few times. I have continually let her know I am here and we can get through this, etc. People have told me I really have gone above and beyond. I have done this because I love her deeply and don't want to lose her. I have done this as hopes of having her love me again. Well, Thursday night she dropped the bomb on me. The affair is still going strong. She never stopped seeing him or talking to him. Even while I was away for business, she was going behind my back. She had my full trust once again, and like I said, things with us really had been moving in a positive direction. I am in complete shock. Even as she told me that the affair continues, I didn't get mad. I tried to hug her and tell her we can still get through this. She feels guilty and says I deserve a better person. One of our big issues is she feels lonely much of the time and unconnected to me. I have tried to change this by working less and changing my hours and really just being there for her. She isn't afraid to spend the next 50 years lonely and unhappy with me. She says that sometimes she just wishes I would go. Friday, I got mad and left. I packed my bags, the dog, and her things and left for my parents' house. I was emotional but explained I couldn't not be around her while this was going on. I was also hoping this would make her wake up and smell the coffee. I feel devastated and wrong and hypocritical because I said I would be the last to go and end things. Tonight, we are supposed to meet at home. I know what she is going to tell me. It is over for her. It is clear in her actions and what she says to me. The affair has been out in the open for a while now. Friends, family, and coworkers know about it. I just don't know what to do or have any plan. 2 months ago, I thought she would never come home. I have tried so hard to get her to fall in love with me and continue with this marriage. But I feel the end is near. Is there anything I can say or do? Or is it time to just let go? I guess I know the answer, but I'm trying to find a small piece of hope somewhere in all of this. Did I do the right thing in leaving, or did I make it worse? My counselor says it was the right thing and that I need to take care of me. I love this woman so much it hurts, and all I want to do is love her and be there for her. It just wants to take care of her and have an amazing marriage and life with her. I am so sad this is happening. I am leaving in a few minutes to meet up with her, and I am reasonably certain I know how the conversation will go. I know I have a bit more fight in me and know that this is going to be my finale stand. Many of my friends have given me the same advice. It is time for me to leave and be firm and concise about why. I keep telling myself that I can do this and I am prepared to detach and split everything in our life. I keep asking myself why I want her back after so much damage has occurred. The only reason I can come up with is because she is my wife and I love her. Well, I met my wife at home last night. She didn't have much to talk about, so I told her she needed to end the affair forever. No contact and never see him again. I apologized for my past actions and shortcomings and the way that I made her feel. I told her I was no longer supporting her or speaking to her and that our counselor would now be a mediator for a divorce. I told her I was leaving. I told her end the affair or lose me forever and that I was prepared to let her go and move on. I was stern and lectured her, which she does not like. She said, what about what she wants? She said I want out of the marriage. I told her I do not believe you, or you would have not come home 2 months ago. I told her that I have seen you be happy, and she said I have only shown you some things. I told her think about what you have said. I told her I have made things very safe and have been open to talk and work on anything, and you have not allowed yourself to let you guard down fully. I told her I have seen you become more connected to me than disconnect because she was afraid of things and life going back to the way they were. Afraid to be lonely again. She is very smart and extremely stubborn and never has been able to admit she is wrong about anything. I hope that she heard me and what I was saying and does not end things out of stubborn pride. She even asked me to show her how to use the riding mower because the yard had not been mowed in 2 weeks. I told her I just could not do that or take care of it. It is on you. I did say if it gets real bad, call the landscaper. This was tough to say because I take a lot of pride in my house and my lawn. During this she shut down pretty bad. I asked if she had anything to say. She did not. She was crying. I asked if this one of those times I am supposed to be a mind reader or be a knight in shining armor. Please speak up. She said she had nothing to say. I then said goodbye and left. She texted me but I did not respond. Tomorrow is our regularly scheduled therapy appointment. Should be interesting. I read through affair care and feel I am round step 5 and 6. Our families and some friends know what's going on. I do know that coworkers know what is going on and are talking about it. I am thinking of calling 2 of her closest friend and fellow coworker and ask for her help and let them know what is going on. Ask them to tell her that an affair is not okay. Ask them to support her if she ends it. Ask them to support her even if the marriage does not work out. In the past, when she has pulled away from the affair with the coworker, he has become even more of a pain in the back. I am thinking of asking the friends to encourage her and support her if she pulls away and breaks it off and make it difficult for him to get to her. So, I guess I just sit here and wait and work on myself at this point. Well, I guess my marriage is just turning into another statistic. We met at marriage therapy tonight. She stated she wanted a divorce. I again said I don't believe you. I am in denial. She again reinforced this is what she wanted. She even talked to her family about everything over the weekend and even admitted to them about the affair. I lost my wife tonight and I am devastated. I think there is no hope left for this marriage. I would have done anything for her. It really hurts to know she doesn't have the strength or the love for me to persevere through this. It really hurts to know I cause her so much pain and unhappiness. It really hurts to know she can't picture a happy life with me. It really hurts to think she is choosing to break my heart instead of her affair partners. What bothers me is we never talked about these things in counseling. It bothers me that I am in denial about the answer to these questions. Conversations after that got ugly and argumentative. I said many things I didn't mean. I really wish we talked about a few other things. We ended early and I guess the next step is mediation to work this divorce out. I feel like such a fool. I lost my once wonderful wife to another man. I trusted her and was deceived again. We are going to have to sell our wonderful home, our boat, and many of our possessions and go our separate ways. My head is hanging low tonight, really low. It is tough to image a single life and living alone. Today's not a good day. I have spent some time reading posts from others and their circumstances. I have read many of the articles at Affair Care. I have read several books on marriage. My wife has even read more than just friends. I have even read about women who go through a midlife crisis when they're in their late 20s and early 30s. I think I understand about affairs at this point. I am an intelligent person and so is my wife. Why can't she get past these feelings she has for me and her affair partner? If you take away some of the drama of our relationship, the affair, and all the stages and emotions we have been through are almost textbook. Also, this midlife crisis stuff seems to fit. We've been to counseling together and individually. How come the counselors haven't been able to call her out on her feelings and emotion and gotten her through these things? They are professionals and got to know exactly what she is going through. I believe that her therapist is excellent and came well recommend. Is my wife being honest with herself? Is what she's saying really her truth? Is all these post articles and research true, or is it something we all think we understand because we are all trying to figure out why? I have even talked to 2 people that have gone through similar experiences and they ended regretting leaving after they got it through their system. I guess I just have to get over her and deal with myself from now on. Well, last night I sent her an email that basically said, "Are you sure of this?" She responded with a lot of excuses like the only way for us to stop hurting is to go our separate ways. I will always have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of this marriage and it is no way to live and it's not fair. For me they are just excuses and not the truth. Just excuses that justify things for her. Just excuses not trusting things can be better. I am a little bitter tonight, but doing okay. A close friend and mentor of mine told me that all of the issues and problems lie within her at this point. They are deep problems that have been there her whole life, issues that were there before we even met. He also told me that the part that makes you worried and scared is the way she went about things. She went about things in a dishonest way. She was dishonest with me and most of all herself. He said the only thing I can hope for is she admits her problems to herself and then works on them. Otherwise, she will bring the same issues to the table again and end their relationship. He said at this point the problem is within her and not me. I found some comfort in this. I have also heard the same thing from many other people. My friend just explained in a way that I understood. Jesse, your words are very kind and I know what you are saying is the truth and what I need to do. I have opened up too many people in the past few months about this and they all tell me the same thing. It is just hard to think this way when 1 second you're driving home in tears and the next second you are angry. I have never been much of the type to sit back and watch in any aspect of my life. I know what you say is true. Change has to come within. It is so hard to sit back and watch the person you love the most do this to themselves and you. I just want to help her through this but can't. She has to do it. I am just coming to terms with this. I wish it didn't have to be this way. At this point I have left and moved myself and the dog back home to my family's house. I never thought I would ever end up back in my childhood room. At the moment I don't have much of a plan other than I plan to have virtually no communication with her. She is the one that will have to call the mediation people and file for the divorce. I don't plan on being much of some help during this process of splitting things up. It is on her to do it all if this is what she wants. I think all my faith and hope in her is just about gone at this point. So, the wife copied me on an email she sent to a person that does mediation. She explained to this person she wants to get a divorce. I really don't want this at all. I have not responded to any of her messages and I don't think I will at this. She is getting the silent treatment. At this point all I want is half of everything and the possessions I want. I also have the mindset of if she wants this divorce, she is going to have to do everything. I am doing it and will not contribute to helping do anything right down to packing and selling the house. She is not the assertive type and doesn't handle these things well. I want to know if she has the strength and courage to do this. I guess I am hoping she comes around. That is my feeling tonight. I am also not planning on speaking to her or seeing her at this point. Am I just being a child at this point? Is it okay to do this or am I being a piece of crap and should all this be a partnership? I don't feel like it should be. I don't live there. She wants out because of this affair and I don't want this to happen. So, what is mediation all about? She is saying divorce at this point and not separation. How does this work? I guess I better read up on things and prepare myself. Well, the wife contacted our realtor today. I am really not sure what to do. I want her to handle it all. I don't want to speak with her at the moment. It is really painful to think of my house being packed up and sold, when I don't want to sell or any of this to happen. I know I can't show her any emotion at this point. I know I need to be a strong, confident person for myself. I know it is nothing more than a business deal between my wife and me now. I would like to think that there is some hope left at this point, but I keep telling myself this is going to happen. I didn't make it to work today and slept until noon. Do I need to act caring and sensitive towards her still, or do I be the cold-hearted business guy that I am and treat this as a business deal? I have not contacted her work. I know many people know what is going on. A fellow coworker told her everyone is talking about the affair and that they hate her for going behind my back. Do you think I should do it? I am really scared to be alone. We have grown up together. I have never really even dated anyone else. This is not what we planned together for a life. This is not what I planned when I got married. We have a whole life house that is coming crashing down. I have no desire to sell my nice house and end up in a crappy apartment alone. Doesn't sound like much of a happy life at this point. It is a huge step back in life. She is just saying she wants a divorce. When I say things about the affair or say things like I am being left for this guy, she says it isn't like that. She just shuts down and doesn't go any further with the details, so I don't know what her plan is with him. She just says I don't want to be married anymore. Based on her actions in the past, I have to believe I am being traded in for a new model. I have begun to make calls to our investment brokers to warn them what is going on. They are beginning to take action and police our accounts on my behalf and will warn me of any funny stuff. Next week I will be opening new bank accounts and get my paycheck rerouted to the new accounts. Still not talking to her at this point, no communication, maybe next week sometime. I got a haircut last night. Had to say goodbye to the girl that has been cutting my hair for 5 years. I explained that I had moved out and we were getting a divorce, and that I would not be back. Also shaved my goatee off for the first time in 7 years. She was shocked. It turns out the wife has an app with her next week or something. Should be interesting when this gets back to the wife. So, I am trying to keep my head up and not get down too much. I talk to many friends during the day and it helps get me through. Everyone says my next relationship will be more amazing than ever. Today I actually have been thinking what that person might look like and be like. First time in a long time I have thought about this. I desperately want this marriage and her to come back to it 100%. I have outed her to her mother and father at this point. She actually admitted the affair to them last weekend. I also have outed her in detail to her sis and brother-in-law. I know they are upset with her and having a difficult time with the situation. She was brought up in a loving Catholic family. What she is doing is going against her entire upbringing. My family knows everything in detail as well. My wife is the type that does not have many friends. The few that she has, I know they know what is going on. They are there to see it. Most of my close friends and the people I talk to on regular basis that help me get through the day know what is going on as well. I would say at this point it is out there. I have thought about calling the site head where she works and sending an email out to all her co-workers. Explain to them what is going on and ask them not to support this behavior. However, I believe it makes me look desperate and it makes me look like I am controlling the situation. I have talked about how invisible I have felt to her affair partner with my therapist on many occasions. I guess at this point I don't see how it will change anything. I honestly believe that her co-works and management will do nothing. If I do it, I don't think that I will get any satisfaction out of it. In fact, I think it would make me feel worse. That is where I am at today. but I plan to write the letter and talk with my friends and family about this over the next few days and see how I feel. My mom and dad are telling me not to do it. I really want this marriage. I am really having a tough time today. If the wife is home, she is normally signed into Facebook. I know her parents were with her all weekend, so I have been okay. She hasn't been signed in since noon today. That is when her parents normally leave. I am sure she is with him. It is making me anxious and sick. Just thinking about them together in bed being intimate is making me want to cry. They are probably lying next to each other naked, telling one another how much they are in love. It is just making me crazy right now. A friend of mine told me that whatever I think is going on, whatever I have built up in my head, is much worse than reality. I hope this is true. I keep telling myself she is at the coffee shop. I don't know what to do to get past these feelings. I wish I had left the dog with her. Then she would have a reason to be home at night. So, the wife just texted me. She said sorry for ruining our marriage. I do miss you and our dog. I do not expect you to reply. Then she Facebooked me and said sorry and I will leave you be. I did respond to the Facebook, but she was already offline. I said this does not have to happen, the choice is yours. Is she messing with me or what? So, the realtor just emailed my wife again, waiting to set up a meeting with her. She replied that she is really busy this week and would set something up for next week. Just like my wife to procrastinate on this sort of thing. She does not have anything to do. Like I said in a previous post, my wife isn't the type to handle this sort of thing. She can't even make reservations to our favorite restaurant or make a vet appointment for the dog. I don't know what to make of things. I plan to open a mailbox and new bank account today. If she proceeds with a meeting with a realtor before any kind of mediation meeting, I will have to set her straight and start playing hardball. Well, that is this morning's drama. Had my paycheck routed to the new checking account today. Haven't heard from the wife at all. Makes me wonder if she received my Plan B letter. I warned her in the letter that if she doesn't cancel this meeting that I will have to get my lawyer involved. I have heard nothing about it being canceled. She is normally on Facebook in the evenings after work. I haven't seen her on Facebook since Sunday noon. My guess is she has not been home all week and has been at his apartment all week. Thinking of them together is driving me nuts. Trying to concentrate on my work and not this affair, but it is tough. Especially since my commute home to my family's places is 100 miles. I have a lot of time on my hands. I wonder if she is living the dream or cracking under the pressure of life and this affair yet. This is by far the most terrible thing I have ever gone through. At this point, the mediator has called my wife on her cell, home, and work and emailed her. She has not been able to get a hold of her to discuss the realtor meeting with her. I think the wife is hiding out or something. This is not like her. I really hope that I have made the right decision to separate myself and have no communication with her. It doesn't seem like it was necessarily the right thing to do. I hope I am not making things worse. I just don't think there is anything else I can do at this point. She is in love with another guy. Many of our friends and my family knows what is going on with the affair at this point. I never did call her boss. I decided I was not willing to do this. I really haven't broken the silence for 2 weeks now. I did email her once when I sent my Plan B letter. In my Plan B letter, I explained to her that as long as this affair continues, I am unwilling to discuss anything with her or see her unless it is with a therapist or a mediator. I also explained that if the affair is over and she can offer proof of this, then I am willing to talk outside of therapy and mediation. I am feeling really weak right now. I am dying to see her and talk with her. I am dying to move back home. I really want my wife back. This is haunting me. We have never gone so long with no communication. I feel like I made a mistake by leaving and saying that I am unwilling to talk. I am trying to stick to my guns, but it is tough. One thing that is on my mind the past few days is this divorce. Am I being left for the other guy in a new relationship, or is she so turned off by our marriage she just wants out whether there was an affair going on or not? I am really questioning this. I wish I knew what she was thinking right now. I am less angry today at her than I have been the past 2 weeks. I wish I had the strength to stay and keep working on my plan. Her opening up to me and admitting the affair to me on her own free will was a big thing. I didn't realize this till today, and of course I freaked out and left the next day. This was 2 weeks ago. I regret what I did and said to her. I just shut her down and disconnected from her. I did the thing I said I wouldn't do. I just couldn't take any more from her. I thought the affair was over for more than 2 months. I wish I could have stayed and been strong and shown her all that I have learned on here and in the books. Shown her that I understand what she is going through. She didn't start talking divorce until a few days after I left. I texted her tonight telling her that I am think of her. Well, the mediator finally got a hold of my wife. She canceled the realtor meeting today. Tomorrow is our first mediator appointment. I am really not looking forward to going at all. I so don't want to do this. I am going to try and be as civil as I can at this point. I guess I am unsure of what I can do to stall things and slow things way down. In the Surviving the Affair book, the trick is to hold out until the affair dies of natural causes. Do I move toward legal separation first? I really don't want to put the house up for sale yet, and I know she will push for it. But if there is some shred of hope here, I don't want us to be homeless in the long run. I am getting nervous for tomorrow's meeting. I just talked to my attorney. I found out that the state I live in doesn't even have a separation period. This divorce could be done in as little as 2 weeks, assuming we don't get into an argument about who gets what. I think I am screwed. I don't want this to happen. I want my wife back. I should have never left. Maybe that would have postponed things for a little bit. I am freaking out. So instead of calling, I texted her tonight, just to test the waters. I know it is not a good way to have a conversation. It didn't go well. I explained that I love her and that I don't want this divorce and I don't want to go to this meeting tomorrow. I also apologized for my anger and that I regretted some of the things I said and did over the past 2 weeks. She said please show up to the meeting. I responded I am just not ready. Then she told me to let her go. I said I didn't want to do this and that I don't want this divorce. I asked if we could postpone. She replied how long I need answers. I said a while. She then responded you are not going to change my answer. I then said you are my wife and I am your husband and I am just not ready to face this. I don't want this. She responded that she doesn't want to be married anymore and that I stated my case 100 times. I told her I wasn't trying to change her mind, just trying to express how I feel. I then said I don't think I can do this mediation tomorrow. I am not ready and that I may cancel. She said okay and then good night. She was just so cold, not caring, or thoughtful like her old self. She was kind of mean, direct and angry with me. She was like this 2 weeks ago in our counseling session. Totally not like her at all, especially the past 2 months. I think that hope is lost on her. How can I love a woman like this so much? I feel like crap tonight. We will see what tomorrow brings, but I think I am going to cancel our mediation tomorrow. What a way to man up. I am not sure what the rush is. We are both the type of people to get things done and not procrastinate once we have made a decision. So, I think that is what the big rush is for. I guess she just wants this to be over ASAP so she can live her life single without being tied down. My guess is so she can continue her affair. I think that is where her cold, mean attitude is coming from. She is not getting what she wants fast enough. My guess is she is also getting a bit stressed out with everything and everyone knowing and is angry about that. Also, because I gave her an ultimatum, lose me forever or end the affair. I also said I was not willing to speak to her unless it was through mediator if the affair continues. She has respected this, so I got to assume the affair continues. In terms of the sale of our home, she is not happy with the community we live in. We love the house, hate our town and community. So that is tying her down in a big way and contributing to her unhappiness. She wants out of her life but just can't escape. It also does not help that the housing market is really bad and we will be lucky to even sell the place. In terms of the money, we will take a huge hit on the house. Money-wise, we have enough monthly income for one of us to rent a cheap place and live. Since I am the one that finally left, looks like I will be the one renting. In terms of begging for her back, I do know not to go there and I won't. The lawyer and the mediator both told me I don't have to do anything I don't want to do and I don't want to go to meditation today. I want to postpone it. I do hear you when you say that I would be better off in some ways without her. I do love this woman and don't want to give up. This is not like her, especially the way she is acting towards me. I have had most everyone in my life tells me it is over, especially my family. My dad says I need to go to this meeting and move on. Not really what I want to hear. I called our marriage therapist, which we are not seeing at this point, and she says my wife has been pretty ambivalent through this and it seems that her mind is made up and there is nothing I can do. My therapist also says the same thing. Why am I trying to hold on? Do I believe what she is saying? Is it the affair or does she just want out? I don't know at this point. I do know that I want to slow everything way down. Our state does not require any type of separation time before they grant a divorce. Once the paperwork have filed, everything goes pretty quick, especially since there are no kids involved. My comment, part 2 will come soon. Everything happened too quickly for OP sometimes when affair enters the relationship. It's better to take a quick break and go for some sort of mini vacation. You agree? Sub and bell to watch part